Mega Mike the Movie Man back with another movie ranking today, and today's a very special video. We are going to be ranking my top 10 films of all time. Yes, I'm going to go through my top 10 favorite films, going from the least to the greatest. So you want to make sure you stay around to the end to see my number one favorite movie. Now this is a list that's all about the most entertainment I get from movies, the most joy I receive out of movies. That's how I put together this top 10 list. But first, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new to it, and also like the video. Now let's get started. Number 10. Now coming in at 10, which is last place, but still an amazing movie since it made my top 10, is Life of a King. This movie is excellent. You can see it stars Cuba Gooding Jr. And wow, this movie is so great. A lot of people haven't seen this one. But I'm telling you, you guys have to see it. It's such a heartfelt, emotional movie. It follows a character that just got out of jail, but he wants to start doing the right thing. And he gets into an educational setting and has the chance to help educate some students and, put them on a good path. And it also connects with the game chess. Yes, the game chess. He talks to the students about different strategic moves and about how he made some mistakes in life, but they need to do something different. They need to be looking towards how are you moving these pieces, always protecting the king, seeing the long end game, getting to that checkmate point against your opponent, and not making those mistakes. So that way you can see your entire life ahead of you. It is such a perfect movie. This.
I'm scared, man. 2 decades in the joint. Nobody wants to hire an ex-con.
Just keep your eye on the end game. Everything will fall into place.
And that's why this movie is on my top 10. It's a great educational movie, a great chess movie, and all around a great life lesson movie. That's why it makes my top 10 list. Number 9. So now, at my number 9 spot, you have The Greatest Showman. Wow, this is such a great movie. I think I've listened to this movie more times than mostly any other movie. And I mean listen to, because this movie is great just on the songs alone. All the original music within this movie, you can just have a playlist of it, listen to on a long road trip, and you're just going to have an emotional connection to all these songs. They're great, fantastic, and they go along with the story perfectly. But it doesn't stop there. You got Hugh Jackman, to me, an all-around amazing entertainer. Can act, can sing, can dance. He really leads this movie, and he's great in every scene he's in. But also all the supporting cast backing him up as well. It is such an emotional story. It has joyful moments, sadder moments, but that music throughout keeps you going. And like I said, I never get bored with this one.
Every one of us is special. And nobody is like anyone else. That's the point of my show.
And that's why that movie makes my number 9. Such a great heartfelt message. And all that great music to go along with it has to be on. Now we're getting into that number 8 spot, and this movie is going to be Holes. I do not have a physical media copy of this, but you can see it on Disney Plus, so that's where I recommend checking it out. But Holes is a great movie starring Shia LaBeouf. He is awesome in the movie, totally relatable. You feel what he's going through, and then all the supporting cast to go along with him. Each character is unique and different, and you care about how they got the camp and what they're doing, what got them there, and are they ever going to leave? And it is so great. And then the soundtrack with all the music, it is so catchy, just gets in your mind, and you just kind of sing it over and over again. Then also being able to use the flashbacks of the old Western times and tie it into the present story. This movie uses flashbacks better than any movie I have ever seen before. The stories are going on parallel with each other, but they totally connect, and it's all entertaining. You're never bored.
I think I might have found something.
What'd you find?
You better get down here.
The sun is shining, but it don't feel good. Don't smile down on this neighborhood. I go walking through this stinking town. Mister, I keep my eyes down.
And that's why that movie is on my list. Such a catchy song, such a great family fun adventure story. Can't go wrong with Holes. Number 7. Next, we're going into number 7 here with Back to the Future Part 2. This movie is such a great sequel to the original. So fun, and it has a lot going on with the movie, but I think it fits together perfectly. Marty McFly is such a fun character, played by Michael J. Fox. He is so great in this role, and it's such a cool type of science fiction adventure movie, seeing, hey, when this goes wrong, what happens? How can we fix it, right? And then going back through time. It's such a great story. And all the cool future elements you see in this movie when it goes into the actual future and you see all the cool science fiction elements and how the future might look like with hovering cars and all the sequels, the Jaws that they have. It is such a fun movie, and I think it ties together perfectly with the first one. So can't go wrong with Back to the Future Part 2.
And try not to look at anything. I didn't invent the time machine to win at gambling.
I can't lose.
I invented a time machine to travel through time.
Hey, Doc, I'm all for that. What's wrong with making a few bucks on the side?
And that's why that movie is my number 7th. Such a great score paired with a fun science adventure style movie. Perfect sequel. Coming in at number 6, I got Back to the Future Part 1. You know, if I got the sequel, I gotta have the original on there. I like this one just a little bit more than the sequel. Such a complete original idea. It is so fun. Like I said, Marty McFly is great. Also, mentioning Christopher Lloyd paired up as Dr. Emmett Brown. Such a good combo. Great chemistry between those two characters. And it's such a fun story. And just to see how they go back in time to the period of the 50s and how he interacts with his parents makes for such an interesting story dynamic. It has a lot of fun in the movie, a lot of great songs, a lot of great memorable moments and things you can remember from the movie. Can't go wrong with having Back to the Future. A perfect film by Robert Zemeckis.
No McFly ever amounted to anything in the history of Hill Valley.
Yeah, well, history is going to change.
So that will do it for part 1 of my top 10 movie rankings. Yes, this was only part 1 because the video was getting a little too long. So this is my 10 through 6 favorite movies of all time. There will be a part 1 coming soon of my top 5 favorite films of all time. So stay tuned for that. But for now, let's leave our top 10 list in the comments below. I want to see everybody seeing this video leave their own personal top 10 list so we can have a conversation down below in the comments. Also, make sure you like the video and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And like Madame Zeroni would say from Holes, this is Mega Mike the Movie Man reminding you, if you forget to come back for part 2 of my movie rankings, you and your family will be cursed for always and eternity.